"Sir, remove that medal. This is a court of law, not a parade." The judge's voice rang out across the hushed courtroom, his eyes fixed on the elderly man seated in the front row. The man, dressed in a dark blazer with a faded American flag pin and a single gleaming Medal of Honor on his chest, didn't move. Not out of defiance, but out of disbelief. His hand instinctively hovered over the medal as if to shield it from the insult. Gasps broke out in the gallery. Even the court reporter stopped typing. The prosecutor glanced up, stunned. The man on the stand wasn't a defendant. He wasn't a witness. He was just there to observe. A silent show of support for his grandson, a young Marine being wrongfully accused of misconduct after breaking the chain of command to save his squad. The medal he wore? It wasn't just decoration. It was a lifetime carved in sacrifice. The veteran slowly stood. His name was Major William Strickland, U.S. Army, Recherche, recipient of the Medal of Honor for pulling 3 men out of a burning convoy ambushed in Fallujah. He had crawled through shrapnel, gunfire, and flames with both lungs half collapsed, refusing to leave until every last soldier was accounted for. He had been awarded the nation's highest military honor, buried 2 of his best friends, and lived with burns that still scarred half his body. And now a judge, comfortable in his robe and gavel, had the audacity to demand he remove it. The judge, growing impatient, leaned forward. "You're disrupting court decorum. That medal is not relevant to this case. Kindly take it off, or you'll be escorted out." Before Strickland could reply, a young man rose from the defense table. "Your Honor, if I may." The judge tried to shut him down, but the man raised his voice, louder this time. "This man is not disrupting the court. He is a symbol of everything this courtroom is supposed to stand for. Duty, sacrifice, truth. If you can't see that, maybe you're in the wrong seat." Silence, sharp and heavy. Then something no one expected happened. A woman in the back row stood up, slowly, quietly. She placed her hand over her heart. Then a man in a wheelchair rose next to her, struggling, trembling, a Vietnam patch on his sleeve. He stood anyway. Another, then another. Veterans, civilians, even the opposing attorney. One by one, the entire courtroom rose to their feet, heads bowed, hats removed. A silent salute, not just to the medal, but to the man who wore it. The judge looked out at the sea of people now standing in quiet defiance of his order. His authority suddenly felt like paper against the steel of their respect. For the first time that day, he looked unsure. Major Strickland didn't say a word. He simply nodded once and sat back down, medal still proudly displayed. The case proceeded. The tension didn't fade, but the power in that room had shifted entirely, and when the verdict came down 2 days later, not guilty, there was no outburst, just quiet tears, handshakes, respect. Outside the courthouse, reporters swarmed, but Strickland refused interviews. He only said this: "The medal's not mine. It belongs to the ones who never came home. I wear it for them. If a judge can't understand that, I pray he never finds himself in a position to learn." The clip of the courtroom rising went viral. 10 million views in 2 days. Veterans from all branches shared it. Civilians who had never worn a uniform were moved to tears. "The day a courtroom stood for a soldier" was the headline across national news. The judge issued a public apology. Quiet, tense, but it wasn't enough. After mounting pressure and a formal complaint by the Bar Association, he resigned. Not out of shame, but because the country had reminded him, through silence, through standing, that honor isn't dictated from the bench. It walks in with those who've earned it. Strickland returned home to his modest ranch, still wore the medal once a year, still visited graves on Memorial Day, and though he never craved fame, his example reignited a movement across courthouses nationwide. Mandatory recognition of military awards, education on decorum, and renewed respect for veterans in public institutions. Because of one moment, one order, one man who refused to take off what others died to earn. So sometimes justice doesn't wear a robe. It walks in quietly, wearing ribbons and scars. And when real honor enters the room, the only right thing to do is rise. Before we end this story, let us know in the comment, where are you watching from? If this story touched you, subscribe to the channel and hit that like button and drop a karma in the comments below.